What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on a Nissan Titan 2017 going a rack and pinion. This is a two-wheel drive model, but on the four-wheel drive there's not much difference from the service data that I was looking at. The biggest difference is that whenever you are putting the rack in, you need to turn the tires, I think it said, all the way to the right on the four-wheel drive and keep them straight on the two-wheel drives. And I guess that's just the way they ship them or all that. I guess, I don't know. But I did look at the bleed procedure on this and it's pretty crazy. I'll have to put up a picture of what it looks like for y'all, because it's like a 20-step bleed procedure and you have to do certain steps 4 and 5 times. So, but we're just going to jump in on replacing this. And I know you can't see a lot because it's kind of dark, but we'll have to take these right here off. That is for your tie rod ends on both sides, and then we'll have to pull some of these covers off as well. And then after we pull these covers off, we can get up to the top and pull the power steering lines and the knuckle off of the rack and pinion. And then there are 3 bolts that hold it in, and do not know what size they are. My first time ever doing this. I figured I'd bring y'all along. You might be able to see that one. That's one right there. And then there's 2 on the driver's side. I'll show you the driver's side. And everything that we're going to do, pretty much going to do from the that we do to the passenger side, we're going to do to the driver's side as well. As far as tie rods, you just got a cotter pin. You got a cotter pin that's in here, take that out, and then you take the nut off. Then you'll have to either use a tie rod separator or you can use a hammer and knock on that a couple times and it should fall out. I think the new one comes with tie rod ends on it too. We did get it from Nissan, and you can, I don't know how well y'all can see up in there, probably not at all, but there's a lot of power steering fluid. He just asked me to do it. He didn't tell me to diagnose or anything. I guess somewhere else diagnosed it. It might have been Nissan themselves, but they wanted too much to change it. So let me grab some tools, come back, and we'll start taking all this stuff off. So we're going to take this cotter pin out. If I can grab it. There's your cotter pin, and this nut right here is a 22. I'm just using an impact to zip it off. A whole lot easier. Then I'm going to use a hammer and hit it. And there you go. Now we got that off. Loose knuckle too. But I don't know how many miles this has on it. I forgot. I think it was like 128, 38, 48, somewhere around one of them 8s. Now I'm going to climb underneath here, and I'm actually going to go ahead and pull this cover right here off. Sounds like it's loose anyway. Let me show y'all how we're going to do that. Should be 2 nuts right here. But should be 2 nuts right here, but it looks like that one's not attached. And then we have a nut right there, some up inside of here. Looks like 1, 2, 3. Should have about 6 or 7 nuts on this, bolts on this thing, but it looks like he's missing a good bit of them, and they look like they're like 10 millimeters. So we're going to zip these off real quick. Sorry, but we're going to zip them off real quick, fold this down, and then we can actually get a better view of the rack and pinion. Okay, there's 2 lines right there. They look like they are flare nuts that we're going to take off. Can't tell what size they are from right here. And then you have these 2 bolts right here, and then there's another one right there, and that's what holds the rack and pinion in. And once you do that, we should be able to pull it out probably one way or the other through the opening of the wheel well. So we're going to, first I'm going to crack those lines loose, see if I can get through here. Yeah, I should be able to get through here where the driver's side is and get to that. And the nut is right here for the knuckle as well. Let's see. Here's the nut right there for the knuckle, and then here's your two lines right there. So we'll break those loose. I'm gonna find out what size they are. Okay, so that everybody knows, I'm underneath, this is the rack and pinion right here. I'm underneath the truck, and here, right here is where the cover would normally go. So, but we're up here. Here is your line coming from the gear to each bellow. But I just want to show you how I'm getting to this. The big one on the passenger side, or kind of on the bottom of it, that one is a 17 and the other one is 14. I got the 14 through the fender well of the driver's side, but on the 17, actually having to use a stubby wrench. You can see smaller than about the size of the palm of my hand. You have to use a stubby wrench, and these aren't all that tight at all. So, but I'm just using that, and I'm having to go in. Pretty much here's the oil pan, and we'll have to go in against that. I just wanted to show y'all how to get to it and how to access it. Been trying to get better on showing y'all like hard to reach stuff and hard stuff that's hard to get out. But like I said, we have this out now. Oh, we're getting it out. I just gotta loosen it the rest of the way, but I just want to give y'all a heads up on where you need to go to get this. Also, I want to do this video because I haven't seen any videos of 16 and up Titans. I've seen the, if that was 09 or 10 to 15, but nothing on 16 and up. Also, make sure you put a drain pan down because you will lose power steering fluid. We got both lines out now, and like I said, you just go in through this little side piece right here underneath the truck, and that light kind of blinds y'all. And I went ahead and took the bolt out of the knuckle. Here it is right here. It's a 12 millimeter, and I just went in with a 1/4 inch ratchet, so it's not tight at all, and got up inside of here and did it through right there. And like I said, it wasn't tight at all. I'll look up all the torque specs for y'all to this, but we do have it dripping in the pan, and as you can tell, it's all over the place. We'll spray it all off just to make sure everything is good to go. And now we're to the point, all we gotta do is just break these 3 bolts loose and nuts, and we should be able to get ready to pull her on out. We just gotta lift up. Whenever we do this, we need to make sure we get the steering rod out of the rack. But hopefully it doesn't take much to just pry that out. I might have to get like a little pry bar put in through here and just kind of work your way up. But let me go ahead and go grab the new one, and I'll bring it in and show y'all what that looks like. And we want to make sure it's the same one too. I didn't even think about that. Do that before you even start this job. So here it is. It does not have the outer tie rod, so we're going to have to switch those over. But it does come with cotter pins and new O-rings, and it is very nicely packaged, vacuum sealed, and it comes with all the information right here, installation procedures and stuff like that. But just want to say this right here was $920, $940, something like that, and it does have a core charge as well. I paid the core charge for the customer because I am going to be turning it back in. But this is it right here, and it looks to be the same. Got 2 here, 1 there, 2 lines run in. Looks like there's your fittings, there's your alignment marks where it shows that it is pointing straight, and should be everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this open after I get the old one out. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, but I'll just wait. But now I'm gonna go ahead and break these loose. I thought it'd come with it, that's why I didn't break them loose. So make sure you break your tie rods loose before you take them out of the knuckles. If not, you can stick them back in here and then break it loose. It's not a big deal, but just want to go ahead and get those not loose. It's just breaking this jam nut right there. We got all the bolts out of the rack and pinion. You can see it's loose. There fell the washer plate, but got them all out. All I gotta do is just pry up on the steering shaft and get it off of there. And as you can see, you can get to it pretty easy. This is the driver's side. And here are your bolts and your nuts. The head of the bolt is a 24, the nut is a 22. So just used a 22 wrench and a 24 socket. And use a long ratchet or breaker bar or something like that if you have one, and break the nut loose first with a 22, and then you can take it off with the 24 on the ratchet, just because once you do that it'd be easier to access them, because they're right here on the front right there, and then over there is where the bolts come out of, and it's easier to access them. Don't do like I did. I dropped one of the nuts in the drain pan, so I'm gonna have to fish that out, which that's gonna be fun. Luckily I got a magnet and I ain't gotta stick my hand down in there. I got y'all kind of set up. I'm gonna use this pry bar and see if I can get this off. Well, a lot easier than I thought. And the rack kind of flipped down, which will make it a lot easier to pull out for me. You can pull through here. There's got to be a way you can get through there. May need to pull the bolt out of the strut right here and see if we can get it to come down some or move a little bit, just so that we can actually pull this out through here. Yeah, that's probably what I'm doing. I'm gonna pull this bolt and nut out of the strut, let the control arm come down, and we'll probably be able to maneuver this. If not, I might take the whole strut out too, which isn't a big deal. It's just this bottom bolt and then 3 on the top. So it don't look like it'd be too complicated. Let me go ahead and pull this bottom bolt and then I'll be back. So got the strut out, as you can see, and it's just 3 14 millimeters on the top and a 19 millimeter nut and bolt on the bottom. Take those out. Mine was really tight on the bottom bolt, the upper one's not so much, but I just used about a, I don't know, looks like probably about a 3 foot long pry bar, got underneath here on the sway bar and pried down and pulled the strut right out, no issues. So and here's that big long pry bar I was talking about. Now should be able to just pull this right out. Look at that. So take the strut out. Now I'm going to open the new one. I'll get y'all the part number to that. Let me go show you the part number actually right now, just so y'all can see it. Where are you? I know you're somewhere. Of course they got it kind of blocked. It's like 4900EM-EZ40B-NW, and that is the steering rack. They only make remanufactured ones. That's why you got to send in the core. They don't make brand new ones for them anymore. Like I said, it does come with the O-rings and the cotter pins right here for your tie rods. So let me cut this open, get her out, and start putting her in. All right, now we're going to put her back in. First, I'm going to take out all these little plugs that are in here. Come out. Because it's going to be easier to do it now. that. And I'm just going to spin these tie rod end nuts all the way back just so they don't fall off, and we will measure how far in the old ones are, because I've already checked they are the same length and everything as the other one. So we're going to measure how far in those right there are and set the toe and stuff in to where it was originally on the original one. So I'm just going to pretty much put it all in, pretty much a reversal of the removal. I'm going to make sure that my steering wheel is still straight. I also want to make sure that that is correct. I also want to make sure your steering wheel is straight ahead, because that's two-wheel drive, where the four-wheel drive, I'll look again, but it says that it needs to be turned all the way to the right. So I'm just going to start putting everything in, and I'm going to look up torque specs too for everybody, and that even includes the strut right here too, because I know we're going to be having to put the strut in. Alright, so yeah, got everything on, got everything torqued. I'm going to go over torque specs for y'all. Cannot find torque spec for this. If anybody knows, let me know in the comment section. But I torqued them to 75 foot-pounds just to be safe. And it still didn't feel like it was like quite enough, but 75 was pretty good, because I looked at these and kind of compared it with that. These upper ones right here, those old 14s are 50 foot-pounds. This is 170 for this cross shaft bolt. I thought that was a good bit, but we got her on there. A little 12 millimeter that attaches the steering shaft. That one right there is a but that one right there was 25 foot-pounds is what I saw on that one. And then finally these big ones right there, those are 155 foot-pounds. So we got all that tightened and torqued and good to go. Now all I gotta do is just bleed the system, and it is a long procedure to do this. I'll put it up on the screen now. Just so y'all can kind of have it. It's probably gonna be 2 pages of it just because of what it is, but it's, like I said, it's pretty long, because you're supposed to fill it up, turn it just until it touches the lock, then you check it, fill it up again to the code mark at the rim, and then turn it lock to lock. You do that about 5 times, then you crank it up, let it come back down, then you fill it back up, turn it off, then you, I think, turn it lock to lock again, and then it's a whole percent. Like I said, I think it's like 24, 26 steps. Like I said, I'm gonna put it up on the screen now, and it wants you to have 2 people to do this, but I'm here by myself, and I could probably do it by myself. So I'm going to do that, but this is pretty much going to conclude this video right here. If you got any questions, comment, concerns, if you know a better way of getting this out without taking the strut out, let me know. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this, and I did not see anything in the work instructions about taking anything else off. So I may not have the complete work instructions on this one, but it is all back together now. Taking the strut out wasn't that bad, so I figure that's just the easiest way to do it. But like I said, if y'all liked the video, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. If you didn't, let me know what you didn't like about it. I got other videos, you can check those out too. But y'all remember, torque this tight. Y'all have a great day.